asked to give a little bit of an update on the Michigan market. Everything's amazing. You guys have nothing to worry about. Keep investing. I think that when we look at real estate, a lot of times we like to look from one day to the next, right? We want to see overnight results. But the best way to look at a market is over time. Historically, is it a safe place, a sound place to make an investment? And so I don't have a clicker. Who's clicking for me? Okay, here we go. So first, we're going to go over two sectors. One is retail and one is industrial. Two very strong sectors that really give you the pulse of how well a market is doing. And they're very, very great economic development drivers, both from a sales tax revenue standpoint and a job creation standpoint. So first, retail. Next slide, please. So I went ahead and took some information from CoStar. We're looking at the last 10 years from 2015 to 2025. And we're also looking at CoStar's 5-year forecast for the future. And so this here, what we're looking at is the market asking rents per square foot in the city of Michigan. And so I'm not going to go into any of the specific numbers. I want you to look at one thing. Look at the trend. It's going up. Are prices going down? No. When we look at CoStar's 5-year forecast, CoStar is one of the leading market data leaders in the United States. Do they forecast the retail sector price per square foot to go down? They don't, right? So the best time to lease right now is yesterday, because tomorrow the price is going to go up. So that's one indicator to look at if you're looking to do business in the city of Michigan. Next slide. This here is the market sale price per square foot. So before we were looking at leasing, if you're a business and you're looking to occupy space, you're not looking to purchase, you saw the rates over the last 10 years. If you're a landlord, right, and you're looking to lease, hey, is this a good market? Is it going to go up over time in price? Well, it's the same thing as purchasing. You want to know that over time your value is going to appreciate. Because if it appreciates, it means you made a solid investment. And so if we look at the price per square foot that properties have been selling at in the last 10 years, specifically retail, what do we notice? Upward trend. Those are solid things to look at in the long term. Because when we buy real estate, there are short-term real estate plays, but a lot of them are 10 years plus, right? If you're the Killiams, you're looking for the next century, right? 100 years. So you look at long-term trends. So this is great. Next slide. This is what's most interesting. This is vacancy rate. So it's one thing to have all of this available retail space, right? It's one thing to be asking, hey, we want $20 a square foot annually or $30 a square foot annually. But are your spaces occupied? If we look at the last 10 years at the vacancy rate, what are we looking at? Downward trend, meaning less spaces are vacant in the city of Michigan over the last 10 years. And if we're looking at their 5-year forecast, they say, obviously vacancy might go up a little, that's their prediction. We don't know, but what we do know is we can look at data and make calculated decisions. And based off of this, the city of Michigan is a safe and sound place to invest in the last 10 years, and in the next 5 years, there's a positive forecast there, right? Next slide. So now we're gonna look at industrial. Industrial is a little different. We have the San Luis Bridge, right? That is going to be a big asset not only to the region, but specifically to the city of Michigan. And there's a lot of industrial development happening right now. In the past, industrial hasn't been as strong as it will be in the future in the city of Michigan. And so, next slide. And so, if we look at the market asking price per square foot in the city of Michigan in industrial, what are we noticing? Upward trend. Prices keep going up. Next slide. This is the market sale price per square foot in industrial. What are we noticing? Upward trend. Appreciation keeps going up, valuations, these are good things. The last slide is the most important part, right? Because you can have all of this available built industrial space, right? Next slide. Vacancy data, so vacancy. Industrial, you can see in the city of Michigan, the vacancy rate is a little emotional, right? We don't know what it's doing. If you notice between 2017 and 2020, vacancy rate, there was a huge boom. then it went up, now it's down, and now they're forecasting it to be steady over the next 5 years. Why do they predict it to be steady? Because you have an asset like the Anzaluas Bridge that the rest of the United States, the rest of the region, Mexico is looking at and saying this is going to be the next area of growth for industrial. And so when we look at those two sectors, retail and industrial, and we see those trends over the last 10 years, and we're able to look at the future forecast for the next 5 years, Mission is a very sound and safe place to invest. It's going to continue to grow. I want to show you one last thing. Next slide. So Placer AI is a really cool system. Placer AI was created in 2017. I know they're not paying me to say this, but 2017, Placer AI was created. And in the back of your phones right now, you have the weather app, the Maps app, and lots of other apps that don't stop tracking your location everywhere you go, right? And so Placer AI created this technology that allows you to geofence retail areas, commercial areas. And you can see where people went before they went to a store, where they went after. Now, back in the day when developers were going to develop somewhere, what would they do? They would show up to the piece of property, they would stand, and they would look, and they would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they would count the traffic. That's what they would do. Eventually, over time, you had different municipalities, whether it was a city, the county, the state, that would put traffic, do the traffic study, and that local municipality could use that information. Developers would grab that information and make a calculated decision. But now with Placer AI, go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Now with Placer AI, we're literally able to see not how many people passed in front of a business, how many people went inside. What was their average dwell time? And so what I want to know is how many people and from what areas are they visiting Mission? That's a key indicator, right? Mission is 78572, this little area right there. And if you notice all the other grids, these are all different areas of the valley, Hidalgo and Scar County, specifically different zip codes. All of those areas are visiting Mission. And we learned this information from Placer AI. Bree, can you go to the last slide? So these are the different zip codes. And you can see the percentages. Obviously, you have 2 zip codes in Mission, 78573 and 78574. They're the biggest visitors of 78572, right? So you see 21% is coming from 78574, another 12% from 78573. But next to that, McAllen is the biggest fan for Mission. McAllen, 8.2%, they're visiting, right? Everyone wants McAllen's coming this way. And you see Edinburgh and Rio Grande City and Barb and Nidas, and this is just a segment of it. But using this data, we're able to see how many people are coming into Mission, what's their average dwell time, and where are they going before and after. And so I just want to end with this. We have growth trends over the last 10 years that are positive, that are showing us from a calculated standpoint, Mission is a safe place to invest in retail and industrial. We all know it's a great place to live. I don't have to talk about that. But here, Placer AI is factually telling us that can you go to the next slide, showing Matt? That one. Here, this is telling us that the entire valley, some way, shape, or form, whether they have family, jobs, rental properties, they're just visiting, shopping, they're coming to Mission. And so the future is bright for Mission. The question is, how do we build more retail? How do we build more housing? How do we build more industrial? I was talking to some people with Kiln this morning. I said, you guys can't build industrial space fast enough. We've got more people searching, right, than there's available space, which is an amazing problem to have. But I'm looking forward to the panel. This is just some big picture information. Mission is a great area to invest. So my name is Hanna. Thank you so much for your time.